You're looking at the right contact center partnership. You think you found the organization you want to be working with in the future as we go into this new era, this immotile era, this era of portable computing, this era when a lot of the businesses are leaving the global arena and coming back to the domestic arena. It's a very interesting time of change in the world of marketing and brand development today. Thanks for joining me. I'm Lynn Hinderaker with Epic Connections. I'm talking to Bill Piper, and Bill Piper has launched a new consulting firm called Epic Response, and Epic Response can be helpful to you in terms of clarifying and making absolutely sure you are in fact going to be selecting the right contact center going into the future. Bill Piper with Epic Response, what kinds of things should somebody be looking for before they sign that contract as they focus in on a new contact center relationship?
Well, it goes back to all the T's being crossed and all the I's dotted. It starts with the scope of the project. Okay. Is the scope well defined? Are the key success factors well defined?
Yes.
Because if they're not, it's bound to have issues in the future.
Yeah, it's a very interesting thing. You get certain people involved when you're negotiating and selecting a contact center, but those people aren't always the people that are around monitoring the relationship and keeping it going once the contract or the contact center has been chosen. So there's a different vision about what should be looked for.
Yes, that's right. And typically in an outsourcing environment, you're working with a salesperson that works for the provider.
Yes.
And if they're a great salesperson, they're going to sell you on why they're the best choice. Yeah. But once they sell your program, then they're on to the next one. And then they leave it in the hands of other folks that might not understand what your requirements and expectations are.
Right, or have the same passion for the relationship.
That's correct.
On the customer or on the client side, oftentimes these transitions are catalyzed by the CIO, all right, or the CTO, technology, or maybe a CFO. It's a money person.
Exactly.
Looking for savings in the relationship.
That's correct.
But then once it's all set up, it's up to the marketing department to kind of stay on top of what's going on.
That's true.
Isn't that true?
Yes.
So at Epic Response, your consulting firm, what will you be doing as you kind of take a final look at the contract and the proposals and so on, and trying to make sure that everybody sees the relationship from the same vantage point? How will you help them do that?
Well, internally, we work with all disciplines within the organization, whether it be IT, marketing, operations, finance, to ensure that all of their requirements are satisfied.
Okay.
And in many cases, it is based on pricing.
Yeah.
And our knowledge of global pricing, we can tell a client of ours if they're paying the right amount for their particular service that they're receiving.
Is it common to choose an outsourcing partner because they have a great price, and the savings are obvious and palpable, but then you get into the relationship 90 days down the road and you start looking at each other saying, we may have chosen the wrong. If that's the case, what happened?
Well, typically what will happen is that the client chooses the outsourcer and feels that if they turn everything over to the outsourcer, everything will be fine, and they won't have to manage the relationship. That is totally wrong. Yeah. And that's where Epic Connections comes in. We help manage that relationship. Okay. We are the catalyst. We are the advocate to ensure that the program is successful.
Let's flip over to the Epic Response side for a second and talk about the contact centers. Can the contact centers utilize Epic Response to improve their operations and step up and serve the customers a little bit better, or serve the clients a little bit better? Does it work the other way around as well?
Oh, absolutely. Our partners look to us all the time for our advice on which way the marketplace is moving, what are the trends in the industry. We help them with technology advances and things of that nature. So we are totally on board with helping them make their organization much more efficient and economical.
Bill Piper with Epic Response, your new consulting firm, an interesting thing that's coming up now is data and information. And obviously we want to target and segment as precisely as possible. A lot of information is pouring through these contact centers. Is there anything Epic Response can be doing insofar as capturing or mining or looking freshly at all that customer data and helping the clients determine what to do in their marketing strategy?
Actually, Lynn, we're doing that today with Nielsen. one of the top data mining organizations in the world. And they are assisting our clients in understanding segmentation and how to address the various segments that they're marketing to.
Wow, it's a new era right now in the contact center industry. Bill Piper, thanks so much for your insight. Congratulations on your consulting firm. There's always a way to make sure that your relationship with your contact center can be improved, more efficient, and more effective. Thanks for joining us. I'm Lynn Hinderaker.